Hey Math 5, happy Thursday. I hope this message finds you doing well. Hopefully you can have a little laugh. I love that so many of you and my sixth graders are sending in these math memes. Keep them coming as you find them, and I'll make sure to put them into our slides for weeks to come. As always, make sure you're prepared for class with your charged Chromebook, your math notebook, and a writing utensil. As we continue to explore integers, which is a new unit for us, you might want to jot down some of these rules for adding and subtracting, and now today and tomorrow multiplying and dividing. Keeping in mind that this study of integers is new and a pretty complex sixth grade topic, I want to remind you that there are optional office hours every Friday from 11 to 12. So if you're having questions, just feel like something's not clicking, or you just want a little extra practice, you can stop by anytime between 11 and 12 into the Google Meet using our code Math5Phillips, and I'm happy to go over some more problems with you and your classmates. So let's jump into things. Our learning goal for today and tomorrow is going to be mathematicians can inquire about multiplying and dividing integers. So we've gone over adding and subtracting. We know that when we're adding integers, if they have the same sign, it's going to keep that sign. So a positive plus a positive is going to be a positive. A negative plus a negative is going to be a negative. When we have numbers with opposite signs, so if we have a positive plus a negative or a negative plus a positive, we're actually subtracting, and then we're going to keep the sign of the number with the larger absolute value. If we feel comfortable with adding, we should feel pretty good about subtracting, because when we look at subtracting integers, we just rewrite the problem as an addition problem using that inverse operation. So you're going to keep your first term the same, change the subtraction sign to an addition sign, and then change the last term to its opposite. And then you follow the same rules as you would for addition. So today and tomorrow, and probably Monday of next week, we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing integers and then combine all of our operations together next week. So let's take a look at the assignment for today and tomorrow. As always, the assignments are going to be posted in Google Classroom, and you'll notice on the DLP and in Google Classroom that this assignment is labeled for today, April 30th, and tomorrow, Friday, May 1st. So the assignment isn't due until the end of the day on Friday. It is a little longer, that's why it's spanning over 2 days, so feel free to pace yourself out as you feel necessary for your learning. I'm going to pause and take us over to the Google Classroom so I can just do a quick overview with you of what to expect for today and tomorrow's work. All right, I'm over in our Google Classroom, so you'll see this doc pop up and it'll make a copy for each of you, so don't forget to turn it in when you're finished. You'll see today's date and tomorrow's date, April 30th and May 1st, and this is going to be a little bit of an inquiry assignment. So you're going to have to be making a few predictions about what you think will happen when you multiply and divide positive and negative whole numbers. You're going to watch a few videos, you're going to do a little practice, and don't worry, there are some games at the end for you. So the first two are short answer, meaning if you just type a sentence or two, that's plenty. What is multiplication? Just in general, what is it? And maybe one example in real life of when we use multiplication. Same thing for division. What is division? In your own words, explain it to me, and why do we have division? When would we use it? Then you're going to fill in the boxes below with your predictions for multiplying and dividing integers. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, and that's okay either way. You're just going to justify your thinking as best as you can. I did an example for you here. So this box is labeled integer operations. Here's your prediction and your justification. So the first one says positive times positive, and here's my prediction and justification. I think a positive times a positive will be a positive. I think this because I've done multiplication with positive numbers before. That's all. So then you're going to do the same thing for a negative times a negative. You're going to make a prediction for a positive times a negative and a negative times a positive. Remember, you're going to write your prediction and why you think so over here. And then you're going to do the same thing with division. What do you think a positive divided by a positive is going to be? Hint, you already know. What do you think a negative divided by a negative is going to be? And why do you think that? And you're going to repeat here. Then it says to click the links to watch the following videos on multiplying and dividing integers. And this is where you can feel free to type notes in this space here. I'll erase that. Or you could also jot down notes in your math notebook. So that's why I wanted you to have that handy. So here we go, multiplying and dividing integers, why it works 1 and why it works 2. So if you click on these links, they are going to take you to a YouTube video. And I'm going to pause it. Oh, of course, there's a cute little baby turtle ad coming up. But it's going to take you to 2 videos. These videos are on the lengthier end, so they're going to be about 10 minutes or so each, which is also why this assignment is going over 2 days. But they're really, really important videos, and they do an awesome job of explaining why multiplying and dividing integers works the way it does. And then you'll have the chance to kind of go back and see how you did with your predictions. You're not going to get points off for having an incorrect prediction. It's just what you think. After watching the video, you're going to fill in the blanks below. So a positive times a positive equals blank, negative times a negative equals blank. So you're either going to put positive or negative. So up top you did your prediction, and here you're just filling in what you know to be true. There are some problems here. After watching the video and taking notes, fill in the chart below with your new understanding. A negative times a negative would be blank, and then provide an example of that. And then here are some integer games that use different operations. So some are games and some are more question and answer. So I'm just going to ask you to spend some time exploring those over the next 2 days. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. You can always email me. Feel free to call a friend and talk to them about it, or stop by on Friday from 11 to 12 for our optional office hours. I am happy to help you any way I can. All right, guys, have fun learning and look forward to seeing you later. Have a great day. Bye.